You have been praying and asking God for answers, dealing with a relationship. And the relationship you're dealing with, I don't know if it's spiritual or I don't even know if it's physical, but I know it's a relationship. But this message is for you. When we recondition the way we think and challenge the information that has been taught, our values and principles then are compromised and approached with confusion. We pick and choose the commitments we want to dedicate our attention towards. Then once we realize the commitment we made an oath to becomes challenging, the first thing we want to do is run or give up. Most of the times, these commitments evolve around roles, goals, responsibilities, and either a relationship or a fundamental guideline of some religious regimen. The many issues, circumstances, and problems surrounding the core foundations of relationships are trust, security, adverse complications, or premeditated expectations. Most of us expect the woman we choose to fill the shoes of our mother or possess the implicit characteristics of a naive woman, incapable of never ever thinking for herself. Most of us are arrogant, selfish, inconsiderate, confused, and disrespectful. Then some women have expectations of the man she picks to meet the criteria or possess most of the attributes of her father, or even act similar to their first love. You can't expect a man to be similar to the first person you actually fell in love with, or have the attributes of your father. That's insane, because every man is different, but they are the same in one sense. Have you ever wondered why the divorce rate here in America is at an all-time high? I often wonder about that all the time. Why the divorce rate is so high? What is going on? Why can't we get along? Why can't we ever come to a common understanding? Some things just baffle me. But do you ever wonder why there's so many single people here in America? It's completely crazy. And you think about it, we have over 300 million people, I believe, here in America, and it's still growing. Most people that say they're tired of playing games are the main ones that are playing games. They're still playing games, even after all these years. In high school, in junior high school, elementary school, they still play the same old games. Telling the person that they are with this person when they're with someone else. Telling them they love this person when they really truly love somebody else. Playing with this person's feelings when they shouldn't be playing with anybody's feelings. When we get older, it's time for us to sit back and really think about the things we do. We should be accountable for our actions and stop blaming other people for giving the actions that we have. God never intended for anyone to live a single lifestyle. God never intended for anyone to live a single life inside the house with some dog or a cat, bird, or pet reptile. God created males for females, and He created females for males. Nothing in between. He didn't create any man to have a best friend or a companion, which is some dog named Rover, or create a woman to have some dog inside the house with her and sleep in the bed with her. That's the craziest thing I ever thought about, or the craziest things I ever heard in my life. The confusion with most relationships come from the doors that we open in our past that are now kept as a secret. For an example, I want you to think about this, okay? And I'm not saying this is you. Some of you have fooled around in a sexual way with your pet, and you know you have. You fooled around in a sexual way with your pet. And in case you're unfamiliar with the political correct term for that, that is called bestiality. And that is an abomination, and that is completely abnormal. And then you have the nerve to want to go into a normal relationship. How can you expect to go inside a normal relationship after you done slept with your pet dog? And think just because you're behind a closed door that no one's going to know about it. Contrary to popular opinion, I want to tell you one thing to let you know this. There are some different characteristics that you will possess when you lay with a dog. There's a certain way you act. and you don't notice it, but other people that notice people that have already done it notice behavior inside of you. So there's nothing you can hide at all. So you sleep with your dog inside of your house, or have some sort of sexual relationship with your dogs. And then when you come out into the world and you try to be normal, you know you slept with your dog, and there's other people that know you have slept with your dog as well. So there's abnormal behavior that's involved with you and your dog. Your dog will not act the same towards you, and you will not act the same towards your dog. There's some men that even slept with their animals, and it's completely ironic. I just read an article the other day when this man got caught in the backyard on a farm sleeping with a donkey or having sexual relationship with a donkey. That's completely absurd. I don't believe it. I keep on reading more stories like that on the that surfing in the internet. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. And then there's other people that molest, rape their siblings. How can you rape your little sister and you the older brother? Tell me that. How can you rape your little sister or rape your little cousin and think just because you didn't get caught that you're going to live a normal life? No, my friend. That's the reason why most of these relationships are going completely out of control now. That's the reason why most of these relationships are not being accepted as normal. That's the reason why you're suffering inside the relationship you're in right now, because of these dark secrets that you have inside your life. And now you want to settle down and have children or a spouse? No, you can't settle down and have children or even get a spouse, because these demons, these are demons that's inside of your mind. You know, keep in mind these demons. They're coming back to haunt you. They're going to terrorize your life because of the choices you made and the things that you decided that you wanted to do. These doors you opened up in your life. All these things are the subconscious part of your mind. They're kept in the subconscious part of your mind. You may think that they may not serve us, but they come, just like right now as I'm speaking about it. You remember it. You're thinking about it, not for everyone, but for the ones that have done it. You're thinking about it right now. And these are the things that's tormenting you right now. These are things that are keeping you out of a meaningful relationship. A lot of us try to figure out why we're so tormented, miserable, sad, and full of such grief. That's the reason why you're sad, miserable, and full of so much grief, because of the things you've done in your past. The things you've done. And I'm not trying to bring your past up or beat you up and be a big bully on this here internet or this here show that I'm hosting. But you guys have been doing some of the craziest things. When you do crazy things, you can't be in a normal relationship. A lot of us try to understand why we go through the situations that we desperately tried to avoid. And the same things we tried to avoid are the things that we have participated in. We pick and choose the things we want to believe or the circumstances we want to accept. You can't accept or pick or choose the things you want to accept. The things that's going to happen, things are going to happen. These are forces that you can't control. And what's so ironic is we only end up believing our own experiences and what we see. We sit and we allow our enemy to attack our mind through music, videos, animated shows, and false propaganda. Some of us are moved by gossip, lies, and premeditated dispositions that can interfere with our better judgment. We only follow and stick with the things we know, rather than stepping out, understanding and learning the things that we should accept. Relationships aren't as complicated as we may think they are. They're very simple. You just have to know what you're searching for, rather than accepting the tricks and deception of your own enemy. The enemy has tricks and deceptions for you, and you better be aware of these tricks. Just like you can't change a hoe into a housewife, you can't change a womanizer into being attracted to just one single woman. You never enter a relationship with the intention of changing someone's perspectives of you or anything else. You just enter a relationship just like it is, and enter into the relationship and let the relationship grow. There are many reasons why many of us enter into relationships. Among them are sharing someone else's wealth, sharing their fame, their success, or even sharing their happiness. And then there are others that are predicated on what a person is selling, such as looks, their body, their intelligence, or even their talents. But what do you do once everything is gone? Ask yourself that question. What are you going to do once all that's gone? Right now, you're enjoying everything. You're enjoying the house. You're enjoying the nice car. You're enjoying the fact that they're taking you out, spending time on you. But what are you going to do once that's all gone? What do you do when their reputation is tarnished or their character is dragged through the mud? They have to file for Chapter 11 or even Chapter 7. And they become angry or disappointed or even become sad. And then you're going to get up and you're going to want to leave. Why do you get with them in the first place? Did you love them in the first place? No, you didn't love them. You just loved the fact that they had the things that you wanted to share. What do you do once you realize what someone was selling you? You could have gotten it for free if you would have just waited for the right one. What do you do when the person you once thought was ended up being someone who wasn't? These are all the things that happen when we jump into what we desire rather than walking up to our own purpose. This is the bottom line. If we don't enter into a relationship being totally sincere, then we leave room for deception. Many people ask the question, how do I know if the other person is sincere or honest? Well, the answer to that question is very simple. You don't worry about them. You focus on the trust within you. You work on the truth that's in you. You work on the sincerity that's within you. The more you understand yourself, the easier it will be to understand other people around you. You understand? You can't control the way another person acts, or you can't control the way they are. But you can control the way you are. I am so glad that each and every one of you had an opportunity to tune in to this live telebroadcast dealing with relationships. And I hope I was able to break down the fundamentals of why relationships are the way they are in some cases. But in order for us to relinquish this omen and this demon that's within us, if we have opened those doors in our lives, the only way that we could ever shut those doors is through Jesus Christ. There's no other way that we can shut these doors. So if you think you could deal with these issues or circumstances on your own that you have done in your past, no, you cannot deal with these circumstances or issues on your past. You need to go directly to God Himself to close these doors, because these doors are the gateway to the demons in hell that's haunting your mind right now.